first practice?
It was good. You know, I've been head coach since 1993, so it's I'll probably say the same thing I've said since '93. Until you get in and watch the tape, it's hard to determine exactly what everybody looked at. But as far as following the rules and staying on their feet, and not throwing guys on the ground, and protecting their teammates, I thought they did a super job of that. You know, there's a way to practice. We try to do it. You know, hopefully, if you went over and watched the Texans practice, you watch us practice, you don't see any difference with guys on the ground and things like that. So you can still be play fast, you can still be physical, but we just want you to stay on your feet, particularly when we don't have pads on. I thought it was good.
The carryover from the spring to summer to July. Could you see some of the things that you worked on?
I thought there's some good stuff. I was, you know, the NCAA is. You know, do not have as many restrictions as they used to have. You're able to do some stuff in the summer. You know, you can't do competitive things against each other, but you can, you know, you can do routes on air with the quarterback throwing and timing. So, you know, they really have got, you know, we probably got 90% of our offense in already. You know, now we're just trying to fine tune it, everything.
Are you at full strength right now? Do you have any?
We got a few guys that are banged up. Hopefully they're going to be able to go. You know, Corey Platt is out for the season. He got hurt, you know, in the summer. But then other than that, we feel like everybody's going to have a chance to be healthy within the next couple of weeks.
How would you assess Donovan so far and just what you see?
Good. This was good for him to get out there. You know, he didn't get reps like this in spring ball. You know, so that was the first time he's done a real live 7-on-7 and team. And you know, I've been very, very impressed with him, and I had a chance to watch him throw the ball this summer, but it was, again, not against the defense. So it was, you know, now he had some close to get to live, and I thought he did an excellent job. You know, there's years ago I would yell all the time, and you can tell I'm hoarse. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, so I can't yell anymore. And so I started doing it. I saw a guy named Frank Gans use it. Matter of fact, his son coached here at the University of Houston at one time many years ago. I saw him doing it at a Kansas City Chiefs practice. I said, that's good. You know, 'cause usually after about 3 days, nobody can hear me because I'm hoarse. So I've been doing it since the late 90s.
Did anyone stand out on day one to you?
You know, I know we were doing some one-on-one down there. I thought some good routes by Stephon Johnson. I saw him doing a couple. Mekhi Muse had some nice routes. I thought some good coverage from the DBs. You know, during one-on-ones, Jalen Emery had some good cover a couple times during 7-on-7 and team. You know, we'll have to look and see if we had any penalties, but I was impressed with him during one-on-one as well. So again, you got to kind of get out there and look at it and see. But I was impressed with the carryover from spring to fall with how we do things here.
Willie, when we talked in the summer, you had mentioned how you use maybe some of the younger players and how the red shirt is totally different now. A guy like Toby Young who goes out there and makes moments like that. I mean,
he's another guy. I thought he had some really nice catches today. You know, if they're good enough to play for us this year, they're going to play this year. You've also got the 4 games to get to play with that you didn't have a few years back. So we'll play guys. If they're good enough to play, we're going to play. The reason why more freshmen are able to play now than 20 years ago is they're here all summer, and a lot of them graduate in January, and they're here, you know, the spring semester. So, you know, right now, you know, most of the guys are kind of a vet. They've been through practices and they see how we do things. So it's a lot different than it was years ago.
That tight end group has some interesting new options, Jaden, Malik. I mean, how do you see that group coming together?
Well, I think both those two guys have got a lot of experience. You know, Malik was a starter at Michigan State, actually played basketball for him as well. He's got an unbelievable frame, good size and movement, especially for that size. Jaden York can kind of do everything. You know, he played a lot at Texas Tech, and we're fortunate to get both of them here. They've turned the tight end room into an experienced room and a very good room.
I know it's just day one, but do you feel like you're on track that week one when you play, you guys are going to look like you want them to look like on the field?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's we got a long way to go. We got 24 more practices. You know, so we got to take advantage of each and every one of them, and we got some new guys that we think are going to be in the mix. So we got to get them in with their offense or defensive unit, and see what they can do. But there's 5 or 6 guys: AJ Carter, JD Rhyme. Rim, that just got with us. And there's other guys besides that we'll have an opportunity to break them in and see how much you're going to play this year. You know, I've mentioned this a bunch. We're going to play a lot of guys the first couple of weeks, you know, because I didn't get a chance to evaluate everybody in the spring, and you just don't tackle the ground. You get to see what they do in a game time situation. So we're going to play a lot of guys, you know, week 1 and week 2, and then we'll kind of pare it down to the guys that are going to do the majority of the playing, and whether guys are starter or backup. There's only probably 10, 12 guys that I would say that this guy's definitely a starter. He's going to play the majority of the reps. Right now, there's going to be a lot of changing guys in and out and getting guys a lot of reps right now.
Willie, a guy like Rashawn Stafford, who's coming off an injury, do you go into camp telling him, hey, you know, don't push it, or is he sort of at that point where he's healthy enough that you want to see, you know, from the get-go?
He's fully cleared, and we're going to see what he can do. And right now, we're limiting everybody's rep. Everybody's getting repetitions right now. So, like today during team, we did 48 reps, and the most anybody got was 16. All right, so we're rolling them in and out, and you know, because Coach Hester does a phenomenal job with our strength and conditioning program, but getting into football game shape is different than, you know, the running and things that you do during the summertime. So we're trying to build that football stamina up right now.
Did you like having the 2 microphones and the helmet and kind of?
Yeah, I thought it worked good. You know, I kind of get over there and kind of listen to Coach. He's giving them the same message. We did a lot of red zone stuff right now. We talk about 4-point plays, touchdowns for the offense instead of field goals for the defense instead of giving up touchdowns. You know, but also there's a whole lot of you got to have great understanding that if you can get it to, you know, it depends on the time of the game and the score and all those kind of things. But there was a bunch of times we got into 4th and 4 and less we were going to go for it. So when it's 2nd on 7, you got 2 downs to get 3 yards. So we were kind of talking to those guys about those different situations.
Coach, what do you see from the defense?
Yeah. You know, we're not tackling, but we're getting in position to tackle. And I thought the guys did a very nice job of getting their, you know, near foot up, you know, near hand, near hip, you know, getting it in the hoops or in the proximity where we can actually tackle and then chasing the ball at the proper angle. You know, don't go where he is, go where you're going to be able to, I call it duck hunt. Right? You know, shoot right at the duck, right? You lead him, and the duck goes into it. So you got to understand that as well. And all of those are repetitions throughout the game that, you know, it's hard to replicate until you get out there in 7-on-7 and team.
Willie, what time were you in the office today?
About 5:15, 5:20, something like that.
Is that because it knows you
yeah, it's just, you know, right now we're going early. We're trying to beat the heat a little bit, which we did. In another couple hours, it's going to be difficult, probably for people to go out and have a practice like we had this morning. But, you know, we're a morning practice team, you know, physiologically, mentally. It's better to come out and get started in the morning. And I'd never done it before until I was at my previous stop, and I love it, and I'll never go back to practice in the afternoon again. So we do this year round, and you know, we had very few class misses. You know, we're up here, we're on a schedule. This schedule is tough on the coaches because we go all day, but we try to give the kids about 3 hours off in the afternoon where they can take a nap and rest and recover and get ready for, you know, the next day's battle.
Having this much competition, you know, for playing time, is that good for your first year to sort of set that tone?
Oh yeah, it's really good. You know, there's a lot of guys who've got an opportunity to play for us this year. We're going to find out how much here over the next few weeks.
How important is the message of finishing for you guys because that was
Big
kicking
time,
butt.
big time. You know, it's we have what we call the plan to win. There's 5 components to the plan to win, and the 5th component of that plan to win is finishing, winning the 4th quarter, outscoring them in the 4th quarter. If the score's even, winning the time of possession. You know, we want to start strong and finish stronger. I tell them that's why we do team at the end of practice. A lot of people do it in the middle and they do some kind of walkthrough stuff at the end. We do it at the end of practice because it's trying to simulate 4th quarter when you're tired and being able to kick it up another gear. Everybody good?
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.